Hi and welcome. We're the Weasley sisters. I'm Jessica, aka Naturally Knitty.
I'm Allena, aka Starnets. Today is November 5th. This is our weekly podcast. This is your first time watching. Welcome. If you're a regular, thanks for coming back.
So, grab your knitting and craft along with us. We're going to be doing our regular planning. No, we're going to be doing our regular podcast and a planning podcast since new classes came out on the 1st.
And we just decided to wait and do it all together since we were kind of wonky last week, so whatever.
So, anyways, got any mojo?
Yes! Surprise! I have mojo for detention. I finished the market bag.
Very cool. Yours doesn't look very big.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is it supposed to be that short?
Well, you went down in needle size, didn't you?
Not that much, though.
What needle did you use?
A 9.
Yeah, I think I used a 10 or a 10 and a half. When you get up there, that, like, makes it a little bigger. What does it all fit in it? Like, in mine, you can put, like, cereal boxes in it.
Oh, see, I was, like, wondering why it was so short. But, I mean, am I only supposed to have 3 sections of lace?
Yeah, that's all I did.
Oh.
Here, look.
I can put stuff in it and it stretches.
See, like, mine's compared to my head.
Well, what's your gauge? Because I went down in size because it was, like, super loose.
Yeah. I don't know. The stockinette part is, like, loose.
Oh, maybe I should have stayed with 10 and a half.
That's alright.
Okay.
It's for smaller things.
Well, I thought it was cute, so.
It is.
It's
works.
steel color. I was going to give it for a teacher gift, but I kind of lost my mojo on the teacher gifts thing. I might just make them coffee cup cozies.
That works.
Not that this took very long, but...
No.
Yeah. If I do make them, I'm not making them two colored again, because sewing in the end sucked.
See, what I did when I did the two colored was, for one whole round, I just used both colors. And, like, knit, like, a whole round using 2 yarns. And then I cut them. And then you don't have to weave in anything. I cheat like that.
That's smart. I did not do that. You did not give me that tip beforehand. That's all the mojo I have, though.
I wasn't thinking. Well, I have no mojo, so you're good.
Let's go on to works in progress. What are you working on?
I have my order mission right now that I'm actually knitting. Just started I picked up all the stitches last time we podcast, and then I just started last night when I was watching some shows that I needed not quite thinking stuff, so I'm just doing the 2x2 rib all the way around the whole, like, front and back, and yeah. So that'll take me a while. I also have been working on my newt a lot. I finished, well, I handed in the 75% last week, and then I finished the body part of it, so I have a vest.
Wow.
Yay.
Nice.
And holes. So now I am starting the sleeves, and I started them twice because the pattern, I like the pattern, it's easy, it's nice, but for the sleeves, there's no shaping whatsoever. Like, you cast on, you do ribbing for however long, I mean, it tells you how long, and then you do the pattern, you switch to the lace, which opens up more and is more stretchy or whatever, right? But there's no shaping whatsoever. So
that's huge.
The size I was doing, I cast it on, and for one arm, I put it on my wrist, and it was like out way far, and I was like, So I ripped it out, I had only done like a few rows. I ripped it out and I cast on for the small size arm for the ribbing, and then on the last row I increased the stitches to make it to the size I'm doing. And I also, because when you do the ribbing you use the smaller needles, and I had read on someone else's project page that they, to like compensate for the lack of arm shaping, I'm just staying with the smaller needles that I did for the ribbing for now. I'm gonna do it for, I think, up until I get about here, and then I'm gonna switch to the larger needles that I use for the body of the sweater to like at least make it increase, you know, get a little bigger.
Will it blouse it?
No, I don't think so. It's not that much bigger.
Okay.
But I mean, my arms are bigger than my.
I have like an overactive imagination, so I'm like picturing.
No, I mean it already. I mean, you know.
Yeah, that's cool. That's smart.
Because a lot of people said that they would rather knit, or they should have knit or did knit a size larger for the arms. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep trying them on as I go just to see how it fits, and like maybe I'll add an increase in somewhere.
Like, where is it not fitting for people?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. They just said that, like, you know, because there's no shaping, so it's like,
yeah.
I'm guessing it just stretches the lace out more on your upper arm. I don't know. Because it's a very stretchy pattern. So. The pine cone. But yeah, I'm excited that I'm on the sleeves. I have to make these like to 19 inches or something before doing the caps or whatever. And then I just have the button band to do. And I need to get buttons.
Button. Who's got the button? I've got a bunch of buttons.
I do too, but none that I want for this. So I should go button shopping soon. But yeah, so I've been cranking on it, trying to get it, you know, up to speed. Because we only have like 20 some odd days left. So my main focus is my newt and my order. I want to make sure those are done. And then I will worry about classes.
Okay. I've gone the total opposite.
Oh, wait.
What?
I also have another work in progress that I picked up my New Kids on the Block socks for cardio knitting a couple times. And I finished. I did just a twisted rib on top. And now I spent today's cardio knitting session picking up and taking out the afterthought heels. So all I have to do is the heels, and I'll use those for detention.
That is so awesome. They're just happy.
They
happy
are.
Socks. Happy.
So anyways, okay, now you can go.
Okay, so I've been the complete opposite. I finished that market bag, so then I was like, oh, I should work on my order or my newt. I haven't touched my newt since I turned it in for 75%. Yes, I'm bad. That's a week of not knitting on my newt.
That's not good.
I know.
You need to finish it.
I know.
Think of all the points.
I know. But I just needed a break from the mindless knitting on size 2 needles. If I ever propose to do size 2 needles in a blanket, what was I thinking? For real. But anyways, so I have been working on my ornament.
Good.
I still have a ways to go, but I'm on the stockinette part.
Yeah.
And the pattern has you mark the center stitch on the side.
Yeah.
So I have them marked. But I found when I was knitting, I was forgetting, when I was purling, I was forgetting to stop and do the button band.
Oops.
So I added an extra stitch marker to let me know when to do the button band. But she has you doing, like, right after you start, like 6 rows in, decreasing for your waist. And that's, like, up here. Like, I tried this thing on.
Yeah.
Like, after the yoke, and I separated for the sleeves, it's, like,
Yeah.
mid-boob, basically. So I measured on myself, because I'm like, I'm going to knit this so it fits me. So I measured on myself down to under my boob, and that's when I'll start decreasing for
the waist.
Yeah, so I've had to do a little bit of more math than I thought originally I thought it would be, but it's doing well. Like, I have, like, about an inch or so, maybe 2 on that. But then I got an invitation to a baby shower, and it's in 2 weeks, so I started a baby sweater. That's where I am on it.
Super cute.
Yeah, and I'm kind of typing up the pattern as I go, because that's how I roll, that I can share it with people, or, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, and then, so this is, like, the episode where I start everything. So then, I've been listening as I'm sewing, because my show is in 2 weeks, so I've been sewing a lot. I caught up on most of the audio podcasts that I listen to, which is basically just the Knitmore Girls. And, well, I listen to Brass Needles, too. But, anyways, so I was listening to the Knitmore Girls, and they're doing the BAME along, which is Martina BAME, and she's the one who wrote the Hitchhiker's trilogy of patterns.
Okay.
And I had bought the trilogy, which is actually 4 patterns.
I think
yeah, it's 4. And then I was looking through for the Slytherin swap, I was looking through projects, the queue of my swap person, and they had a couple of her patterns on there. And so I went in and I started a lentilla.
Very cool.
I just started it the other day. It's this one. The ruffly one.
Okay, cool.
And I'm using my loop bat hand spun.
Very cool.
And I am loving this so much. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish it in time for the swap.
Well, I was going to say, are you going to be able to give it away?
I think so. And it's got sparkles and everything. I have other loop bats I can spin. I mean, I figured I had to go down to the basement storage of my hand spun, because I put, when we put our house up for market, I took all my hand spun that I had overflowing in a basket and put them in those vacuum seal bags and put them in the basement.
Yeah.
Actually, they're in vacuum seal bags in a tub in the basement, like a Rubbermaid tub.
Yeah.
So, I had to go down there and get it. So I wasn't actually using the yarn, but I am loving this. Like, this is going to be an awesome shawl. And I'm hoping I finish in time for...
Yeah. Is it an easy pattern? I don't remember.
Well,
I think I have that.
Patterns are like garter stitch. This one has short rows in it, which they're not bad. I just, like, seriously, on Sunday I started.
Yeah.
And I only knit for like an hour on our date night. It was less than an hour. And I got like this far. So once I get the pattern in my head, it should go really fast. But it's really cool. And then as I was knitting it, I was like, maybe I should have did a different pattern that would do the stripes the long way. But you think it'll be cool because it'll go like to colors like that.
I think it'll be neat.
Okay. If I don't finish it in time for the swap, I might have to make my swap partner something else. So. Video ball, baby! Okay, that was my dorky husband. Anyways, I think that's all I'm knitting on.
That was hilarious. I'm totally keeping that in. Ah.
So yeah,
All right.
totally lost my train of thought.
So on to you spin me right round.
Oh yes,
Did you start
I
anything?
I spun and finished this Wensleydale.
Woohoo! How'd
I
it turn
got
out?
277.89 yards at 21 or 22 reps per inch. So it's perfect for the core that I was aiming for.
Awesome.
It looks super nice.
Yeah. Is it
But
soft?
it is so like no.
Even after washing it?
Yeah, it's not. But that's why I was spinning it long draw. Like it's fluffy and it's kind of soft, but it's kind of ropey.
Well, I think.
But I mean, it's going to be a core anyways.
Right.
And it's like perfect for the core because it's like got hairs and it'll grab the stuff and just be awesome as a core.
I was gonna say, I think we're so used to like merino and Polworth and like different like next to skin fibers that like we forget about. Not that it's not okay that you use it for a core, but like for outerwear, like people used to use like or like slippers or rugs or something. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, there was a purpose for those kind of wool. I don't know. That just
right. I think I used it for felting or for like I had spun some before and I made them into mittens.
Okay.
And they're like bulletproof almost, but they work really nice. Yeah. But like you wouldn't want this around your neck. Like it's itchy.
Well, I'm thinking like back in the day of like Little House on the Prairie where like it's winter and they have like the shawls over their coats. Like that's like something you would wear. You know what I mean? Like something to keep you warm. Like is his only purpose. Anyways, I'm sorry. This has nothing to do with.
No, but I did finish and I turned it in for Quidditch.
Hey.
The 2 plies comes out to 555.78 yards of singles.
Awesome.
So I was trying to do 2 secret projects, but I didn't have enough time, so this is what I. And like this is the notes. Like I always like write down my wraps and stuff on a piece of paper. Like for this is that fiber that was mystery wool.
Yeah.
That we weren't sure what it was until we spun it, but I have still like a garbage bag full of it. So I was thinking I would probably like dye it different colors and maybe try carding it with some other stuff and just see. Because I've been itching to do some Rolags.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to wait till after the 16th and then do that.
Is that your show?
Yeah. Okay, any spinning for you?
No, not yet, which I was like dying to start, but like I've read through the classes and we'll get to that soon, and I've been kind of like iffy as to what to actually spin because there's some options, but like I had pulled out, sorry, they're crinkly, these two that I think I want to make a mashup.
Oh, what fiber is that?
They're both 100% merino 64s. They were spin along, not a club, but like a who was it? Sorry. From Starnes on Etsy.
Cool.
But this one was PETA. It was a Hunger Games spin along, which I never spun it. And this one was Katniss. So I wanted to.
Wait, I don't see Katniss.
I don't know. Either way.
Yeah, jaded by the movie.
So I wanted to do a mashup, and I'm also like listening to the books again because the new movie comes out soon. So that's why I was like, ooh, I should spin those.
See, I'm purposefully not listening to it because I don't want to be pissed when they change it again on me.
I just like to listen to it, and it's been helping me so I'm not like watching things on TV and I'm like listening and knitting obsessively. But yeah, that's all I've spun. I mean, thought of spinning. I haven't really spun anything, so.
Okay,
Moving
now
on.
you have some weaving.
I do. We have a weaving segment.
Woohoo!
On the first, I warped up my loom with some tarji yarn that I used to make my Fair Isle sweater for my new 3 terms ago. I forget when I did it. And then I had some merino that I used for the weft.
Oh, wait, show your rufflies again. Oh, I like it. It looks really good.
Thanks. Yeah, so I did you do the hem stitching, and then I just twist. I have a little twister thing, and it spins the yarn, or not spins them, but it twists them, and then when you tie a knot, it makes them
Twisted.
Yes, ply together rather. But it's about 85-ish yards, not yards, inches long. It's a pretty long scarf.
85 yards. That would be like
it's a very giant scarf. So no, but this is for my swap partner, and I'm hoping she'll like it. It's a lot more yellow, goldy than I anticipated. But it was fun to use hands.
Is that the full leg she made the last time?
No, this is actually from Shadow and Fiber Arts. It was the sorting hat, the yellow and the weft part. So I didn't bring the extra half a ball that I didn't use down, but I only used I think it was 70 yards or so for the weft and 90 something, maybe it's more than that, I forget. It was 170 yards total that I figured out. So I have a lot more of the merino for the weft left over. I wasn't sure if I should send her that too, but it's not really enough to make like a hat or anything.
Could she make like coffee cozies or something?
Maybe, but I don't know. But yeah. So I have weaving.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That makes me want to get my loom out.
Yeah, well, and I used like my shoot, I should have wrote all this down. I think it was my 10 dent reed, which has bigger spaces and holes than the one I normally used. And I actually got like a really balanced weave, I think. Like you can almost see through it. I don't know if no, probably not. But like I think that's what weaving's supposed to look like. Like when I first did my first scarf, I had like beat it so hard that you couldn't see any of the warp. So this is pretty balanced, and I was happy with it. My edges leave a lot to be desired, though. Like, I don't know how you fix that.
Well, I was watching the Craftsy thing.
I need to watch those.
Because I bought the weaving and then the Beyond the Basics.
I did too, yeah.
So I was watching the first one, and she says that's my alarm that says you got mail. She said pulling it real tight is what causes it to go in and out. So she said to just do it like the key is to get it even when you go through.
Yeah.
So she said it takes practice. So.
They're somewhat straight. It's just maybe it's the yarn is just loopy in some spots, and maybe that's just like the yarn was like thick and thin hand spun, so it's not.
Yeah, I think it looks okay.
I hope she'll like it. She had favorited, and the reason I wove her scarf is like in her favorite, she had favorited a bunch of different like. So I'm hoping
Oh, that's a good idea. I
And
didn't
then,
even think of looking at my person's favorite.
and I know she doesn't have a loom, so I thought that would be nice. But I like it, and I hope she does too.
If you're like totally done, like way faster than I am. I'm like still. I start the month out and I'm behind.
Well, I still have to do like something for her favorite class. This is for the Slytherin swap. So something for her favorite class, and like get a bunch of little things. Like I made a bag, I spun some yarn, and I made that scarf. So I have like the handmade things done, but like everything else I haven't even thought about. But using my loom, like I wanted to weave like 20, like right then. I was like, let's go. Because it went really fast. I think it took me 2 days. Like the first day was basically setting up and like weaving maybe a few inches.
That takes the longest. Is the
Yeah. And I only like set up like that much of it. Like when I do those rugs and it's the whole length of the reed, it's like a pain in the butt. I hate it. But ever since I set up my stand that I had bought for my loom, I love it because it doesn't hurt my back now because it's at like the right angle when I sit on a chair to weave. Like before I was like leaning it on a table and I was leaning over and my lower back was hurting, so that made me happy too. Anyways, moving on. Sewing.
I have been doing a lot of sewing. So much that I turned in 37 bags for Transfiguration.
Love it.
For last month. And I thought of you, and I almost earburned you to my turn-in just because of that number.
You should have.
But I didn't. Anyways, but there's only 2 weeks to the Indie Knit and Spin.
It's crazy.
And so I've been sewing like crazy. Like, over there, you can't see. I have a bunch of bags that I sewed yesterday that I turned them inside out, and they're like, I just have to press them and then do the finishing sewing. I have a bunch of bags here that I'm sewing, and I'm getting to the point where I do not let this, like, I make those spinning buckets with the satin inside. Satin is hard to freaking sew. Like, last night, I was like, okay, I need to stop sewing because I was having so much problems with one bag. I was like, so yeah. But I have a bunch more.
It's cool.
You know, like, here's I made a smaller spinning bucket. It's like those blue owls.
Ooh.
Because I'm trying to use up as all my fabric, you know, and like I only had enough to make a real skinny, small spinning bucket. It's gonna have the thing, and the inside. It's not with satin.
That's cool though. Or you could use that for like your spinning tools.
Yeah, well, and it has a pocket.
Oh, okay. That's cool though. Those you could put Rolex in.
Yeah,
because it's longer.
So yeah, but that's what I've been doing. I've been sewing. Like I spent all day yesterday, not all day. After Bella was done with school, I came in here and sewed until dinner time, and then made dinner. Because you actually have to feed kids when you have them.
Really?
Surprise, surprise.
Is that what I'm doing wrong?
And so I made them make dinner. Actually, I made them eat leftovers. I was like, they're like, what's for dinner? I don't know. Like, I asked them what they were hungry for, and they're like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, you can have leftovers. I don't want leftovers. I'm like, well, I'm not making anything. So I, like, heated up leftovers for them.
That's what we had last night, too.
Which they were good, because I made stuffed shells on Sunday. So one of them had stuffed shells. The other one had, something else left over. I forget. Like, good food. I just didn't feel like cooking.
It's totally acceptable.
So anyways, so then I came back in here and I sewed some more until like 11 o'clock when Andy got home from work.
My goodness.
So yeah.
You're a maniac.
And that's like the whole reason why I'm so behind on everything.
Because of the sewing.
No, I'm not really behind on my newts. I'm like right on target. Like I turned in my 75% and we're good.
Good. All right.
So.
Now I didn't know where to put this, so I'm putting it in sewing, but
Okay.
It's not really sewing, but it has to do with fabric or a shirt, whatever. For Halloween, I made Gabe, I should have brought it down here, a Camp Half-Blood shirt, and I used the iron-on transfer thing and did it all up, but it was really cool. But I'm wondering, do you think since that's paper, it was paper that I cut, I could use that for the headmistress challenge?
Oh, I don't know.
Because it was paper.
Yeah, she said if it involves paper, it's good.
I have a few ideas for that.
I do too, and I shared it last week. I'm still thinking about paper binding a book.
That's cool.
But we'll talk about it later when the headmistress challenge is due. So,
all right, move on.
Next up we have gym. I suck. I failed my gym. I only did 2 workouts last week.
That's not failing that. I mean, you didn't meet your goals, but you at least did 2.
Right.
That's what happened to me the week before. That's okay.
Yeah. But I'm aiming low this week for 1 workout because I know how crazy busy everything is starting to get, getting ready for the Indie Knit and Spin.
Yeah.
So I made my goals 1. And I got up to do it today, and I was in my workout clothes, and then Andy was doing stuff with the car and had to take him tools, and things got out of whack. And, like, the drain in our bathtub wasn't working, so I had to, like, get Drano, and that Drano didn't work. So then I contacted the company because it says on there, guaranteed to work or your money back. So I contacted them, and we'll see if I'll get my money back. And then I fixed it because I used a plunger, which you're not supposed to do on a drain, but I did anyways.
Wow.
Well, like when you use the Drano stuff, you're not supposed to use a plunger on it, but I did anyways, and now it works.
Fun.
So that's like 2 hours of my morning. Oh, and I also made lasagna for freezing.
Wow. That is productive.
Yeah.
I did my 1 cardio knitting session today.
That's awesome.
I met my goals last week.
Yay.
We also...
No one stole your prize.
What?
No one stole your prize.
I know, I was excited to see that. I also raked again on Sunday. And then the next morning, you look outside and it was windy, so like it looked like we didn't do anything, but we had like giant piles on the street.
You
like,
need
come
to get
on.
a leaf blower.
Yeah. I borrowed Joe's mom's leaf blower last year, and it was so much fun. I loved it. I'm like, this is great. But
That's awesome.
No. Yeah, it was just tiring. So I have 2 more to do this week, but it's early. It's only Tuesday.
That's cool. Do we have time for randomness, or should we skip and go straight to planning?
We're at about 32 minutes. Minus 1 or 2 because we didn't record right away. Or maybe that's...
Yeah, we can do randomness.
Yeah. You can go ahead if you want.
So, randomly, everything's falling apart. Andy went to switch the red car tires to rotate them because winter's coming, so he rotates the tires.
Yeah.
Like, we have newer tires, but he just rotates them so they get an even wearing. So he went to rotate them on the red car, and 2 of the bolts that hold the tire on were broken. Just broken. So he had to like take those out and replace them. And then he just spent the past like 3 days trying to get a bolt off of the blue car because it was like mushroomed and he had to like chisel through it. And I was like, that's crazy. So our tires are rotated. So we're good. But, you know, so we've had like crazy things going on like that way and
yeah.
Stuff. So
that is crazy.
But I got my staff swap.
You did?
I did. No, I got my staff swap.
I didn't get... Yeah, I said you did? That's cool. Like, I didn't know.
Oh.
I haven't got mine yet.
My staff swap partner was Frick. So
awesome.
She sent me some awesome stuff. Like, she sent me these chocolate snowball cookies. You know, the good white powder ones. And some hard candy, like Jolly Ranchers, which are awesome. The cookies are pretty much gone. She also sent me this yarn, which at first I thought it was like Cascade 220, but not worsted weight, and it's hand spun.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
That is pretty.
And then she sent me the leftovers from these awesome fingerless mitts. So I thought that they were just fingerless mitts with a flap.
Yeah.
Until I put them on. They've got fingers.
Wow, she likes you. I'm just kidding. That's awesome, though.
Yeah. So these are like the awesomest, and they're like super, like nice.
And they're green.
Yeah, she said like the theme of this package was green, and she's like not the eco-friendly kind of color. So, and I got some silly bands, and then she sent me these really cool note cards, like the kind you stick up on your fridge for shopping lists.
I love those.
And then these 2 note cards, they're blank note cards.
Oh, those are cute.
But then she sent me this, and they're like stickers that you put on the inside.
Okay.
Or wherever. And like they say like, happy birthday, good luck.
Very cool. So you can personalize them?
Like, yeah, and then she sent me some local fiber.
Nice.
It's hand-dyed Shetland. And it's like, here, I'll open it so you can see it.
Ooh.
It's like a green and blue ocean color. It's really pretty. I want to spin it. It's fluffy. So that was my project. That was my swap.
Awesome.
It was awesome. I think there was something else, but I might have like already started using it.
Did you send your staff swap out?
Yeah, she's got to post pictures, she said.
Okay. Just making sure.
I did.
Good.
But I was gathering stuff, and as I was gathering, I was freaking out, and I need to put more in there. And I was like, what do you think about this? So I was talking to Andy, and he was like, dude, you're already giving her all that stuff. Why are you adding more? I was like, I don't know, it's not good enough. He's like, yeah, stop. Because I kind of tend to go overboard on swaps.
I love swaps.
And, put a ton of stuff in there. Which I still put a ton of stuff in there, and I made her cookies and stuff, so.
I know, I saw that people are doing that, and I should have did that. I didn't. I felt bad. But whatever.
So, yeah. But that is my swap, and it was awesome. And I love these. They're so awesome. And it's funny that she sent me these, because I was just thinking I needed to knit some for myself. Because I like mittens, because they keep your hands warm.
They do.
But when you're texting, you need to have your thumbs and your fingers and stuff.
This is the jealous face right here.
Okay, this is totally fun.
They are cute.
You haven't gotten yours yet?
No, I think she said she shipped it on Saturday maybe, so who knows when I'll get it.
That's all I have for randomness.
Let's see. I'm like, what did I... You're staring at me. What did I say? Mom's birthday was last, was that Saturday?
Yeah.
Or Friday? Saturday? Whatever. The 2nd?
Saturday.
Okay. So, a week before that, she's been wanting me to spin her some yarn for a sweater, right?
Right.
So I was like, okay. And originally she was just going to buy some fiber, and we just didn't get around to it. We were going to do it before the term started, and now we're in the 3rd month. So I was like, ooh, I'll just get some fiber for her birthday. So last week I'd ordered it, but it did not come in. So I just made her a card, and I used pictures. I thought it was pretty awesome.
So, question. Where'd you get the fiber from?
Paradise Fibers.
What kind of fiber is it?
A superwash merino. I think it's super, it's white.
Oh.
Dyeable. I forget what color she wanted to dye it, but I'll dye it. And I will use that for a class. What?
I said, I'm going to guess purple.
No, I think she wants like a teal or turquoise or something.
Ooh, she's changing it up.
Yeah.
Her favorite color is purple.
It is. So anyway, so I ordered that, and I also added in a few bumps of colored roving for myself.
Oh, as you were ordering.
Yes. But no one needs to know that.
Except for now you just pulled the whole internet.
But for Rolex, right?
Right.
Right. So anyways,
have you actually got them up in your shop yet?
No, but this doesn't really fit in. For the Headmistress Challenge paper, I had said the shirt thing, but I think I also want to make a light box that uses paper on the sides and on the inside.
That's smart.
I know. I asked Joe to get a box from work that I can use because I don't have any boxes that will work here. Otherwise, I would have made it. I came in like a good sized one because I was gonna make it the other night when it came to me, but sadly I don't have it right now. But we have until the 11th for that, I think.
I think it's the 10th.
I thought my calendar.
Well, do you have any other randomness? Because if not, we can go.
Yes, look at my shirt.
I like that shirt.
I think it was Pop Tea or something. I saw it on Facebook. Had a bunch of the shirts, and then I got this one, and I got another one that has Buffy and the Scoobies or whatever. I've wanted that one for a long time.
I want that one.
They're still up there, I think, maybe. Or maybe not, because I ordered them a while ago, and they finally just came the other day. And then I was just going to talk about Halloween, but not really, because like we went trick-or-treating, and it was raining, and...
Dude, it was like pouring here. We had 8 people. 8.
Wow.
That's all. Come to our house. And then when we went trick-or-treating, the whole time I was like, this is the lamest trick-or-treating I've ever went on. Ever. Like, it was like maybe 1 every 10 houses had their lights on.
Wow. Yeah, we weren't that bad.
It was so bad. And I was like, the girls were all excited. And I felt like, I was like so mad because I was like, the girls kids like to dress up. And that's what's fun about Halloween. They get to dress up and go trick-or-treating and get candy. And everyone was like grinching about it, which, granted, some years I grinched it because it is kind of a commercial holiday.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the girls, because I told the girls this year, I'm like, you can dress up. I'm not buying you a costume. You have to make it yourself. So they went into their dress-ups and got stuff and dressed up. And they were all excited. And they did it all on their own. And I didn't have to do any of the work. So it was cool.
That's what we did.
So then we went to go trick-or-treating, and it was pouring rain. We didn't have any umbrellas because who knows where those went. And so we're walking around, and the girls kept going, you look like you just got out of the shower. And I'm like, shut up, go up to the house. Like they're having fun, and I'm like dripping wet and freezing my butt off because it was like pretty cold that night. And then they're like, let's sit on the porch and hand out candy. And like 8 people come by, so I have this bowl of, and like the fun bubblegum stuff full.
Nice.
So if I start sending packages with candy in them to random people, you'll know why.
There you go. It was raining by us, but it wasn't like pouring. It was like more than drizzling, but not like pouring. I don't know. So it was wet. I decided, because it was Joe's idea, I think I said this last time, that I was going to be Medusa. Well, I was, and I went and bought a bunch of snakes from the dollar store, and it took me like an hour and a half to like put my hair up and to like secure these things in there. It was like a pain, but it was awesome. But then like we got out there, raining, so like we walk up and down our block. I'm like, I'm done. Like, I just want to be done. And Joe's like, no, we're going all out, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, fine. Well, Katie was with us, and she's like, let's just drive behind him in the car. Because, like, everyone else was doing that. Like, there's, like, a procession of cars, and the kids are, like, running up to the houses, and the parents are just, like, watching them. So I was like, okay. So, like, Katie and I sat in the car, like, creeping behind the kids and like Joe and his brother as they're all like walking around. They went for like 2 hours though, and like people I think felt bad for them, so like they each like when they're done have like a Ziploc gallon bag full of like good candy.
That's cool.
I know. And then actually you could Trubin the best because his bag was like that much more full than everyone else's. I'm like, oh no, but it was fun ish.
Like I'm tempted to go to the store now and buy like a bag of the candy on clearance.
But so we came home and I made him like shower and go to bed. I'm like, okay, we're done. Yeah. But that's it.
Okay.
We can move on.
Planning podcast. Here we come.
Yeah.
So Newts and Owls are due November 30th.
Yes.
Just a reminder if you didn't know that already. Also, your Order of the Phoenix mission is due starting November 9th. It's due by the 23rd of November. So you can start turning them in on the 9th, which I won't be doing because obviously I'm this far from the top.
I might. Maybe I'll try and finish this quick so I can have that out of the way.
You suck. Anyways, but it's due by the 23rd, and then that's the last day you can turn it in. Now, you can turn in 25% if you're not going to finish by the 23rd. So if you are knitting, and you have over 25%, you can turn that in for partial points.
I think it's 25 points.
Okay. Also, Quidditch. November 17th to the 28th, the Butterbeer Challenge is open.
Did you read it?
No, I didn't read it. Did you read it?
Yes. It's pretty cool. It says it talks about the Weasley twins and how they nick down to the kitchens and like after Quidditch matches to celebrate. So then you can earn 5 points for bringing a recipe. You can earn 10 points for bringing a recipe and a picture of it made, and it has to be your own picture. Or you can earn 15 points by bringing the recipe and a picture of the food and your fellow either family or friends or whatever enjoying it. And that's all it is.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know. I was excited. I'm like, I can do that.
I could totally do that.
And it's right around Thanksgiving too, so like you're making food anyways. Yeah. So.
And you're gonna Instagram it anyways, so you might as well get points.
Hats off to the Quidditch captains. Or
So, also through today is Explore the Quidditch positions. You have until the end of tonight, Princess Onicia time, to turn that in. Okay, so the staff is awesome. Can I just say that? They're awesome.
They are.
They did it again. This term, we're going through the Trial of the Seekers, right? No. I'm sorry. I'm reading the Quidditch Challenge and
I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm so lost.
No, we're doing the final challenges that Harry Potter went through year 1.
Yes. I was like, book 1. You're like, the Seekers.
Sorry. Okay. So I had to actually look. If you're wondering, the Forbidden Forest is detention, which is obvious if you've ever read any of the books. And you've had coffee, because I was trying to turn in my detention early in the morning, and I was like, where the heck is detention? What the heck is this crap? Like, I was like, ah! And then it was like early, and I didn't have any coffee. So then I drank some coffee, and I went into my Watermarks, and they always do like a recap of all the classes, and so I went and looked on their cheat sheet, and I was like, oh, that's detention, duh. I felt really stupid.
That is funny.
So yeah. Oh, okay, so let's talk about the Headmistress Challenge real quick. We kind of talked about it before. You could start turning in October 17th through November 10th. And you have to do rock, paper, scissors. And actually this whole weekend I've been talking about a rock song, like writing a rock song with the girls. And we have not come up with anything. We suck.
It's hard.
It is. Anyways, then there's the paper where you make something with paper. And then there's scissors. Upcycle or repurpose something using scissors. which you've already done that, right?
Yeah, and I did the rock song.
Did you really? What song did you write? You must sing it.
What? No, I'm not singing it.
Now.
I was like,
Sing
no,
it out.
there's no way. I did it to the Cup song by Anna Kendrick from Pitch Perfect.
Oh, I hate that song. Can I just say that? Because the girls do the whole cup thing. It's
My
so
kids
annoying.
are obsessed with it, so that's why it was like in my head one day, and I was like, I'm going to turn this in for a rock song because it's like pretty like repetitive, so
Yeah.
I just like copied all the words down in a Google Doc and like switched them out.
That's cool. I do have one that I've been thinking about. I have to go. I don't know what the name of the song is, but I've been thinking about it, so I might do that.
Yeah, so I just need to do the paper, which...
Do you have to do the full whole song, or can you just do the refrain?
I don't know.
Anyways, okay, let's go on to the classes.
Okay.
So I put them in order of how Harry Potter goes through them, I think. I might have gotten them out of order because I was working off of memory. I haven't read the books lately. So, the first object that he comes up against is Fluffy. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Fluffy, your option, you need to go read the classes if you haven't already because they're really awesome. So, you only have one option. Knit, crochet, weave, or spin, or dye something inspired by a soothing piece of music or lullaby. Please let us know what soothing piece of music you've used or lullaby inspired your work. That's like wide open. You can like find a song and make it fit to whatever project you've made.
Awesome.
I'm just gonna put it out there.
I think I'm gonna spin for that, but I don't know how I'll... Whatever. It'll come to me, I'm sure. That's why I said I have to think about the classes more to pick an actual fiber. Or maybe I have to listen to some music first.
Or just like do it and then think about the music afterwards.
Sure.
I'm all about making things fit in classes.
Maybe that's what I'll do for the PETA and Katniss.
And then you can just do their Catching Fire song. Or That Girl Is on Fire song.
I don't think that's very soothing.
But Fluffy's gonna fall asleep anyways.
What?
I said if you sing it, Fluffy's gonna fall asleep anyways.
I suppose. But it says, oh, I guess, soothing music. Soothing.
Yeah, but what's soothing to you might not be soothing to me.
I guess so. Anyways.
Sorry.
Next up is Devil's Snare. Option 1, be inspired by the Devil's Snare's long tendrils and craft something long, thin, or otherwise capable of ensnaring. Hint, practically anything will be acceptable for this option if you can provide photographic evidence of it successfully ensnaring someone or something. Also encouraged to provide a photograph showing off your stitch work once you have disentangled yourself. Option 2, are you a witch or not? Instead of searching for firewood, defend against the devil's snare by crafting with flame patterns or sun motifs, or by spinning or dyeing in flame and sun colors. Please remember that the color option is open to spinners and dyers only. Though knitters, crocheters, and weavers are of course welcome to craft their sun or flame patterns in its matching colors if they wish. So,
okay. What are you thinking? You're turning your scarf in for that?
yes, because it's long and it can entangle someone. Right?
Yes, that's a good one. Any scarf will work for that.
Any yarn would work with that.
Yeah, I was thinking of
If you
spinning
wanted
for
to
that,
spin.
but just as I was reading that option 2 over again, because of course I read these before, but I'm like reading them again, I think I want to make, you know that slingshot coffee holder. I've been wanting to make more because every time that is so awesome. So if I have extras, I can just give them out to people. Because it's usually people at like church and stuff, and it can be nice to give stuff to them. Or just because it's nice to have more than one. Anyways.
I have 2, and I enjoy them.
The original pattern has like a little flame. Well, I guess it's supposed to be a wave.
They're
but
waves.
It looks like a flame to me.
But if you do it with flamey colors, they'll be flame. Like.
So you can make it a flame wave pattern. I was just thinking that, like, I would do that. Maybe I'll do that for that class.
Cool.
Or spin something. Like, I haven't decided yet.
Awesome.
But that would be a good one. But I know that there's, like, I know for sure that they're I can picture them. I don't know what the name of the pattern is, but they're, like, fingerless mitts with flames on them. So. Or maybe I'm just making that up.
I'm sure there are some around.
So. Next up is the Chamber of Keys. Capture your key. Craft inspired by the glittering winged keys flitting around the room. You may produce an actual winged key or merely take your inspiration from the keys themselves. Sparkly.
That's why I said spin something with unicorn guts, aka glitter and sparkly stuff. Or I was thinking of making a market bag. When I'd finished some of them last month, I showed Gabe, and he's like, "Can you make a green and gold one for my teacher? Because she loves the Packers." And I was like, ugh, because I hate the Packers. But I was thinking if I do it out of like a gold in color, and then add like maybe the stripes in green, it'll still be hideous. But do you think that would work for the keys?
I think so. And then if you could find a picture of a key that's like
tarnished with green.
Yeah, that would work because that's kind of a green color.
Yeah. So that's my thoughts. One of those two things.
I might spin something with sparkles in it. I have more loop bats, and I can spin to replace the loop bat I'm using, so I don't feel bad about giving it away. Not bad, but grinchy about it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. We're on to the Troll's Chamber. Homework. Craft something to help you get by the mountain troll, either by keeping it asleep or dealing with it if it wakes up. So, I was thinking a market bag as like a net. And saying that's what it is. Trap it if it wakes up.
So, I'm not saying I'm going to make this, but you could make like a blanket.
You could.
And put it in or like
pillow.
A hat, cover its ears. Yeah, or a pillow.
Or like a stuffed animal, like a monster stuffed animal, so it can like sleep with it. Cute. That would be cute.
Yeah. So.
Or a club, or like anything, like any sort of weapony type thing to like hurt it.
Oh.
When it wakes up.
Yeah. Well, if I get back on the teacher gift train, I might do a market bag.
Okay.
If not, I'll come up with something. My hopes are not high for this month, so I'm not planning very high. Okay. The next up was the Chamber of 7 Potions. Option 1, which I might have switched that with the chessboard. I don't remember in the book if it was the chessboard first or the potions first. No. Yeah. The chessboard was before the potions, right? Because it was just Hermione and Harry at that point.
Yeah, you did switch those.
Alright, anyways. So, next up is the 7 Potions. Option 1, note how you would have solved the riddle and make something that required logical thought. Resize an item, add a centered motif, check your gauge, design something, Weave a new pattern, dye fiber based on color wheel, spin something with a complicated technique you need to puzzle out. Option 2, craft something that would protect you from or help you with one of the potions. Poison, nettle wine, black flame freezing potion, purple flame freezing potion. Or from the walls of flame. Knit a beozer, crochet mitts to protect your hands from flames, or spin a yarn to follow when you had too much nettle wine. Weave a magical fire smothering cloth. I was going to put my baby sweater in that one.
Because you're designing it?
Yeah, but then I thought maybe I'll make some fingerless mitts. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But that's like pretty wide open.
It is. I was thinking of spinning. But again,
okay.
I don't know. I know they gave the example, like to follow it. So it doesn't really need to be any certain color, right? Or, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of cheating.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But if you have it like purple or black, it could be the freezing potion.
Yeah, I don't know if I have.
Or I always imagine nettle wine being like a bright green. Just because.
From the nettles?
Or the poison. Well, nettle.
Stinging nettles, right? Isn't that what that is?
Yeah.
They're green. It's
right.
Plant.
Or the poison being green. So.
Oh.
Like.
That could be. That's a good idea.
Like I have a fiber that I got from Pakasha, or I didn't get it from her. I bought it from her shop. Younger yarn, and it's called Don't Drink the Kool-Aid, and it's like the brightest green ever.
That's awesome.
That would work for that, I think. So, okay. Out of order, chessboard is next.
Okay. Enchanted chessboard. Option 1, obedience. Craft something that will make something or someone bend to your will. Option 2, destruction. Craft something that will protect from destruction. Option 3, mending. Take something that has been destroyed and rebuild it or make it into something new. Note, you don't just repair an existing object. This must be a new project started this month. Darning socks is not acceptable. Knitting new socks out of frog yarn is acceptable. I was thinking for option 3, taking a bunch of my destroyed t-shirts and stuff and weaving a rug, since I'm back on the weaving kick. Because that would work well for that.
I need to make a rug too for my bathroom, and for the socks, and for the shoes, for winter because to catch the snow. So maybe I'll do that. But I was also thinking of frogging that cinnamon, the red order cinnamon from a couple terms ago.
I saw you type that in, and I was like, but you're just starting yours.
Or knitting a wallaby. But then again, I don't really want to knit anymore because I have this whole thing to do. I'm like totally overestimating my knitting skills.
Weave. That goes quick and it's something different.
Okay, maybe I will do that. Next up we have the Mirror of Ear set. Option 1, craft for others. Craft something for a friend or someone in your family. Option 2, what I wanted to be when I grew up. Craft something that represents what you wanted to be when you grow up. Make sure you can relate this project to the career you wanted to have. Craft something that you have always desired to make. This is option 3. This would be a great time to go through your queue and find that one project that you have coveted and then make it. Spinners and dyers, you may have been waiting to try a new fiber, color, or method. This is your chance. I put the baby sweater in this one because it is for a friend of mine from my book club. She's having a baby, and she has 2 boys, and she's finally having a girl, so.
That's good. I don't have any ideas for the. I mean, obviously, I could do anything for anyone. I guess I could make a market bag because that's crafting for others.
Yeah.
Um, but
How
that
many do you have to make?
seems so lame. Um, I think like 3 more or so. 4, I forget. I don't know. I have to look at my inventory. Um, but then I was looking at the option 2, what you wanted to be when you grew up, and
I don't remember what I wanted to be. I still don't know what I want to be.
well, I want to have land and sheep and animals. But I don't know how I'd represent that. like
A farmer. You could knit a hat.
I know, but that's not very. I don't know. I was trying to think about it, and it was just hurting my head yesterday, so I stopped.
You could knit like worst to weight socks for boot socks.
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't think I'll have much knitting time. I'll just stick with the market bag. If I can
Me
add
either. Okay. And finally, we have the Philosopher's Stone.
Sorry,
Did I just read or did you read?
You just read. I will read. I was just adding in my bag. Okay. The Philosopher's Stone. Alchemy is about changing something plain into something spectacular. Explore this via embellishment, pattern alterations, or just from changing plain yarn or fiber into something special via knit, crochet, weaving, dyeing, or spinning. Option 2. Craft something that will have the same result as the elixir of life, something with long life to last forever, such as a special heirloom gift or gossamer yarn that you hope will be treasured. Alternatively, represent the eternal life of a pattern by recreating something you have made many times before. The color and size can be different, but the item should look like a duplicate of something you have already made at least 3 of already. In alchemy, or option 3, in alchemy,
Chemical.
I know, I'm like trying to read on tiny words. Okay. In alchemical magic, gold is considered the purest form of metal, and all other metals are imperfections of the same substance. Make gold by refining something. To fulfill this option, you must improve upon an existing pattern or something you yourself have made before. This could include perfecting a dyeing or spinning process, as well as knit, crochet, or weaving. Explain your modifications and tell us why you think they are an improvement. So, lots of options. I like that there's a lot of people who make, like, say, dishcloths or hats for charity or blanket squares. Like, there's that, like, duplicated thing for number 2. You could do that. Or
I put my lentilla in that.
okay. Where?
Lentilla. I think I'm saying it right. Wrong. But anyways, because I read it, like I'm hoping that it will be treasured, and it's got sparkles in it, so I'm thinking like the gossamer part for option 2.
Yeah. I was going to dye some roving for option 1.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
Because that's easy option. And maybe I'll spin some of it too. I don't know. We'll see. But probably just dye it.
Okay.
But that's it.
So we've got the Philosopher's Stone and defeated Voldemort. Until next week. Talk to you later.
Stay safe. All right. Bye. Bye.